Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the rescue. Hey, I cannot believe it's Friday. We're finishing up our first week on Cricut Chat. That's pretty amazing. That's a great accomplishment. So if you've been joining me every day, thank you. And if you know how to do it, feel free to share this video because there are some people who are having a hard time finding it, and they're commenting after the fact. If they're watching on YouTube, it's a replay, so you can't really comment or share it as a live thing. Good morning, Penny. Good morning, Jennifer. I'm so glad everyone has made it through the week okay. I have two. It's been an eventful week for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's I think it's day 49 of our shelter in place sort of thing. I have only been out a handful of times, and that's to go to the hospital. Hi Maria. Hi Susan. I've been to the hospital and for tests and for my treatment, but I have only, at the very beginning, I did go to the grocery store twice, but got kind of freaked out. Now I have somebody else doing it for me, which is great. I hope that you guys, if you are immunocompromised, that you can find somebody to help you. Our city provides, my city is Peony, Massachusetts, and it provides some really great resources, and I know that they're taking care of people at the senior center, and they just have it all under control, so it's good. Good morning, Vicky. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, I think it's all under control. And now, what did I do? I think oh, here, I gotta press this button. So I thought I'd start. Okay, here it's back. What? Let's see. Okay, for some reason my comments, that's me making comments. Oh, it's so hard to be technically somewhat incompetent. So I thought I'd start a few minutes early just because I want to give people some time to sort of come in, check in, and say hello. But today we're going to be making paper peonies. This is for Teresa Rivard. Hey, all right, Terry. Terry is from Kingston, Mass. That's a little more South Shore-ish, if I'm not correct. How you doing? How you hanging out there? Paula, hi. Mishka. I love that name, Mishka. So welcome. So today, paper peonies, and Teresa Rivard had asked me about paper peonies. Now tomorrow night, just kind of get this out of the way, tomorrow night we're going to be doing a peony gift box from Dreaming Tree. That is not this peony. This is the peony from Cricut Design Space. This gray mat, what do I call this gray mat? I think it's called a self-healing mat. A self-healing mat. Okay, so, and they have them, they're actually on sale. If you're looking for these self-healing mats, they're on sale at Cricut.com, and I can give you my link, and you can, I just bought actually another one this size for my dining room table because I'm doing sewing on it, and it's 24 by 36, and it's $25. That is a phenomenal price, and then you get additional 10% off. And free shipping when you use my link and my code, right? Oh, you made that, Susan? I haven't tried that one. Susan's saying she made the off-road box card, the one that's like a little Jeep type of thing. I love that set of cards. That's fairly new. It came out like I think late last year from SVG Cuts. And but tomorrow what we're going to be doing is the box. It's called the Peony Gift Box, and I want to make sure that I show you where it is, and I will put a link in the description of this video, but you can find it on 3dsvg.com, and when you search for Peony, it comes up. If you use my link, then I make something, I don't know how much money, but whatever, you know, every little bit helps. But so this is, so it's here, and I'll put the link in the description. But this is actually an image. It's an old image, and it's in Design Space. And I wanted to show you how to find it first, because it's a great image set that everyone should know about. And second of all, I wanted to show you how you can resize it to be able to be cut on the Joy. This one is smaller, obviously, but this size can be cut on the Joy. And I put it together a little wonky, but I just did it right now. But these can be resized, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Oh, Susan, I want to do that lemonade stand. I think I'm going to do it this weekend. So let me show you. Let's get on my computer and show you. My daughter wants a paper flower wall. You can do this, Carol, and I'm going to show you this. What kind of machine do you have, Carol? But I'm going to show you how to do it, and not pay extra for it, you know. And you can do all kinds of flowers. There's roses, there's peonies, and there's daffodils, and oh, let me just show you. So, okay, so you're going to log into Cricut Design Space with your blank space, okay? And we're going to do an image search. This is something we do all the time. So we go to Image, and on the image, this is what you get right now, right? Search among the 1,000 images. So you could do a search and type peony or peony. How do you say it? I say peony, but I know Martha says peony, but you could do that, and it's going to give you a bunch of results, but it's not going to take you to the actual, there's our peony that we're doing, but it's not going to take you to the actual image set. And I want to show you that because it's really chock-a-block full of wonderful things. So instead, I'm going to image sets, okay? We were here before. There's about 3,200 image sets here, and I happen to know that this particular cartridge has the word floral in it, so I'm going to type in floral. It also has the word 3D, so I can do that too. 3D. And 3D brings up the things that are 3D, and there's 24 image sets that are 3D. I'm not sure if you guys knew about these. Now, this one here, I wouldn't pay mine to. This is a Laurie Whitlock's alphabets, which I purchased in Design Space, but I don't know if you can purchase it. But just below that is this cartridge. It's called 3D Floral Home Decor. I'm thinking that Leah Griffith designed this, but I'm not so sure. And they don't give her credit for it there. But we want to go into there. And there are 24 images. I'm not sure if it's 24 different flowers, but there's a good dozen or more flowers. Let's see what comes up on there. Taking a little while. It's slow. Peony. You say peony? Peony. Good morning, Emmy. Carol, we got this. You're going to make it fine, okay? Just stick with me. Stick with us. Stick with the Cricut Chat team. Okay, so here is the 3D Floral Home Decor, and you will see here most of these are 3D, and they show, like, for instance, this is a Gerber. I always have a hard time saying. This is Gerber Daisy. Gerber Daisy. That comes out really nice, and we'll do those maybe in a couple weeks when it starts to get more summer-like. But, you know, and then they take some liberties, like here, for instance, is a pine tree. I mean, obviously it's not to scale. And then they have a couple of these, what I call them floral sprays, and these are ranunculus, I believe. Oh, that's a rose, but the other one might be ranunculus. Ranunculus. They say rose, but those are the quilled flowers. And then you get some flat images. But then if we keep moving along, we'll find our peony. And here, by the way, is a poppy, which that's going to be significant at the end of May. And hey, it's May. Isn't that great? And there are also a number of other things. Bleeding Hearts. There's Shasta Daisy, Sunflower, Morning Glory. They even have holly. Holly with berries and a poinsettia. So there's quite a few. There's another sunflower. Is this not a sunflower? That might be a black-eyed Susan. So this is, you know, I mean, it's as accurate as, and by the way, here's the daffodil. This is cute too, the pansy. I love pansies. So this is about as accurate as you're going to get with flowers on paper. And I do cut mine with regular cardstock. This I cut, I'll show you, cut with Michael's cardstock that was actually for Valentine's Day. So we're going to go in and we're going to pull in our peony or peony. Okay, so we click on it and then we insert the image, and you'll see what comes up is a very, very big image. Okay, when it comes up, it's a very big image because all of the pieces, here we go. So all of the pieces are laid out side by side. This is going to prove difficult when you're resizing. This is similar to what we did, I think, last week with sizing. So what you need to do here, if you want to size it differently, is I made it smaller, so it's smaller on my screen. And by the way, I do that here. There's a little plus and minus percentage thing here. See that? It goes up, it goes down. Okay, so what I want to do here is ungroup this image because it comes all in one big image, okay? It makes it really hard for us to resize it, and the size that it comes in is this size, the very, very big size. Good morning, Charlene. Today, Susan, I am feeling, I'm just gone into it. Today, I'm feeling okay, a little bit tired, but the big news is that I had to shave my head. Actually, I buzzed it, so it's like 1 inch, but that's not going to even work. I have to shave it all down to like maybe 1/4 of an inch because the 1 inch is going to come off, I think. And then also it just sticks up. It's kind of funny, actually. So today I'm practicing wearing my wig, but I need to learn all the basics on how to do that. So I've got some great tips from some local people. So if you guys know any other places where I can get, of course I went on YouTube and watched some videos and stuff, but I'm still learning about the different kinds of wigs and how to wear them and how to comb them and stuff. It's fun. I'm fine. You know, everything's fun. So anyway, so getting back to this, it comes as one big giant image, and the image that it comes at is huge. Okay, so even making it smaller, this entire image, the width is 32.8 inches. That's huge, okay? And going to cut it, it will sort it by mats, but it's confusing, I think, for people. So what you want to do is you want to go up here and ungroup it, okay? By ungrouping it, we can now move each piece separately, you see? And what I'm going to do is use that stacking technique. So I'm going to just take all the pieces and stack them as best I can together. And then I'm going to regroup it. All right, and that means all the pieces, including the leaves. I didn't cut out the leaves, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to keep it on there because I want to show you how to hide it when you're cutting. Okay, so now I can go back to a bigger screen. All right, let's see. Go back to a bigger screen. All right, so here we go. So now we have it all stacked and we want to group it again. All right, and the purpose of this is when you make changes to one piece of your flower, you need to make changes to all the pieces of the flower. Because if you leave out, for instance, leaves or stamens, they will not resize. And I need the stamen to be smaller or larger. So in this case, we have to group it so that we can do the sizing correctly. So we'll group it here. okay? And one of the things that I noticed here is that the width is 11.932. Now, on a Maker or on an Explorer, the maximum width you can have for any one piece is 11.5. And if I were to cut this right now, it would tell me that it needs to go on to a larger mat. And there are larger mats, but let's not pull those out. Let's go back and just change the width to 11.5 just to be safe. And when we go to cut it, it will cut and not need a larger mat, okay? You will be the best shaved head around. Thank you, Susan. This technique, yeah, I don't know who developed it. I've just been doing it for years, and it helps me to like resize everything. So now it's grouped. Now I could go cut this, but if you wanted to cut it, say, on the Joy, or you wanted to make it smaller, Joy, Explore, doesn't matter. You can try this out in all these different sizes. In fact, I tried out in a medium size that I'm going to put together for you. But so what I would suggest is that you duplicate it right here, duplicate, right? And maybe do it 3 times. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, okay? Now this one here will save as our 11.5 inch. But this one here, we'll resize it to, I don't know, a medium size, maybe about 8. And I'm just resizing the width. See how it's much smaller? And then this one will make it so that it can be fit on the Joy. So we can change the width, which is the largest of the measurements, to be 4.25. It's going to make it much smaller, but it only like kind of appears smaller. That 4.25 looks like this. So it's actually an average look, and it's real pretty. And these ones could be put on a stem, by the way, this size. The larger ones just won't look great on a stem. I mean, I suppose you could always do that. So let me show you a couple of things. First, let's shade out these two this size, the big and the small. And let me show you, when you go to cut this, I'm going to show you how to save paper. Okay, so when this cut, and also how to get rid of an image you don't want to cut, but that's part of a group. Okay, so when this cuts out in different pieces. Let me show you. So you get the centers, that's on yellow. You're not going to do anything with that. You also get the greens, right? And then it goes on to make 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of paper. But notice, there's a huge waste of space here. And sometimes, you know, our design space doesn't think in terms frugal, keeping our paper supply, you know, hoarding our paper supply. So what you can do is move images from one mat to another mat. Okay, and let's do, for instance, this is an eyeball thing. It might not work all the time, but this is a good technique to know. So I click on the image when I'm looking at the mat. This is before I choose my material, okay? And you get 2 choices. You get the triple dots and you get the little turny thing. The turny thing is good for putting things on a mat together, but we're going to click on the triple dot. And we get 2 choices, move or hide. Move the object or hide it, okay? So we're going to choose move. And then we're presented with all of our mats, okay? Except for the one that we're currently on. Now if I want to cut all of these pink mats in the same color, and I think I can squeeze it in here, then I would choose this mat and confirm it. And then I would be taken to that particular mat. Okay, now notice that it doesn't work very well. It's not working very well. So what I would like to do is maybe go to this mat and move these smaller pieces. I think that would work better. So let's go and move one of these smaller pieces to here. And here you go. See, it does fit. right there. And we're gonna have to take this one back and move it back to our empty. Let's try that. Confirm. Okay. So let's go back, look at our mats. So we still have 4 mats, but I think that we can move this other one to the 3rd mat. Here we go. Yep, and that fits, right? So now we just have to somehow fit this piece somewhere else. I'm gonna try it on the 5. See if that works. Yep, it does work. So now I have reduced the number of paper pages that I'm using by 1. And if you're doing this smaller, you can actually get the whole flower in on 2 sheets of paper plus the yellow for the stamen. Let's also go back because I don't want to do the leaves. So I can hide an object too using the same technique, which is the triple dots, and I just do hide selected. And I have to do that for both. I have to do for whatever happens to be on the mat so that, you know, you could cut one and not the other. And this is great if you forget to like shade out one part of the image that you just don't want to cut. For instance, if you were recutting. So that ends up with, we get the yellow mat, that's 1. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 pink mats. Now don't be afraid that this mat is empty, because when we go to choose our material, it will disappear. Same with the green mat, okay? So when we go to choose the material, here I don't have my maker set up, so I can't really show you that, but it will disappear, okay? And then in terms of smaller, it's the same technique with the smaller one. Let's see if we can't find that smaller one. Is this one it? Where are you? Somewhere here is my smaller one. It's not showing up. Come on, guys. There's one. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So there's one. This is obviously the medium one. And then the third one, which is the large one, should be somewhere here, somewhere here. Don't know. There it is. Oh, it's a small one. Okay. So there is the 3. And if we were going to cut this on the Joy, this one here again has to be sized at 4.25. And you can use that same technique of hiding the leaves if you want to, and it will cut it on the Joy. Super easy. So this is a great project for the Joy. It's a great project for the Explore and Maker. All of them, okay? So let's show you. So I'm not going to show you how to cut it out because you know how to cut things out. But let me show you how to put it together. Unfortunately, this particular project requires the use of a glue gun. And you guys know how much I hate glue guns. So this was a real concession for me. I have my glue gun up and running. So it's super hot. And I always kill myself with the glue gun. So anyway, so this is what cuts out. You got your stamen. You've got these 2 pieces. Those are your centers. Okay? There's one that's smaller, slightly smaller than the other. That's going to go in the interior, and this is going to go outside of it. The same thing with the centers, one smaller and larger. Then you have these 2 pieces, which are, let me just check. Are these the 2 pieces the same? They are the same. These are the outermost parts. And then these are the middle pieces. This is the middle piece, okay? So what you want to do is take your Cricut scraper or anything else that you find helpful, and we're going to take each of the petal pieces, and we're going to give it some each one some depth. Now this is a little hard to do because remember I taught you that technique of putting your finger like that, so you may not be able to do that. So work with what you can, but try really hard to go slow so that those petals will get some depth to it. And if you have to do it like this, you do not want those petals to fall off or be pulled off. So we're going to do that through all of these pieces, okay? So I've already done that for this size. And so there's my stamen, which, by the way, I just kind of fluffed like this, and I glued together. I can put it aside, okay? So then I have my two middle pieces. This is the two very innermost pieces, and this is the outside pieces. Doesn't matter which way you work because we're not going to attach them right now, but we're going to take our handy dandy glue gun, and you see on this is the outside piece. First of all, there's a hole there, so if you wanted to put a stem there, you could, but we're going to kind of slightly cross it like this, and we're going to put the glue here on the underside of this tab, okay? You can do it either on the top of it or on the underside. I'm going to try to be very, very careful, work on my flat surface here. So you see it creates like a cup, and there's two of these. I think they're both the same size, I said. So a little bit of glue, hot glue, watch yourself, it's hot. It's okay if you have a little extra on there. I can never control my glue, because when I try to, I burn myself. Okay, so there's my two outermost pieces, the shell, and these two pieces don't need anything done to them. But then you've got the very middle piece, okay? Now, the middle pieces are actually kind of interesting. I think they are. Yeah, this one is the very, very middle. This one is the next middle. So you see that they have these little arms here. Now, I've been making these for years, and I have done it a couple of different ways. I don't see what way is better, and I have checked the original book on this. I think it said that I'm supposed to bend these arms in like this, and it basically will create a cupped thing. You could bend them in and glue them to the inside, but I think it's better to do it on the end of that petal, okay? Good morning, Wendy. So let's put our glue on. Try to use a little amount of glue and put those little arms in on the interior. You see that? Hold it until it catches. Do the same here. Try to do as little amount of glue as possible and hold it till it catches. You see it's creating that cup. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Wanda. So we're doing our, whoops, I put that one in the wrong place. And you know what? Give yourself some leverage if you put it in the wrong place. I mean, flowers are not perfect. Some of them get misformed, and that's also holds true for if you happen to pull one of the petals off. Don't feel like you have to go and redo it. Oh, I'm putting it all in the wrong place because I'm talking too much. All right, so let's do this other one. And you see how it's created like a little cup? That's where your stamen's going to go. And by the way, you can do these with our glue that we use, our liquid glue, but I find that 3D flowers, because of the nature of the paper and everything, they really kind of do better with a hot glue gun. So you'll have to bite the bullet if you hate glue guns like me. Bite the bullet for the sake of creativity and art. Okay, so now I have prepared all 6 of my pieces. Remember I said these are going to be the ones that go in the back and the bottom, right? And we're going to not put them like this. We're going to kind of layer them, all right? And we're going to use some glue. And we're going to layer it using that hole as sort of a guide. And watch your fingers. Okay, so there's our cup in which the petals, the main petals are going to go. And you can always, you know, fluff and bend and do whatever you want to do. And you can choose different colors. Sometimes, I mean, because peonies come in all different colors, including this beautiful, like a watermelon color. We put that next piece in with the glue. And then the following piece, we're going to layer glue. Coming together, as you can see. And afterwards, we'll kind of fluff it a little bit more. And then we've got our 2 pieces. You could glue these together here if you wanted to and put your stamen in. That's fine. But I like to do it layered. So there's the interior. And then we put our stamen. You can put the stamen in first if you want. It's all just a matter of preference. And once you get the hang of this, I mean, you could make that wall that you were speaking of. Carol, I forgot who said they needed a, was it Carol? So you can make a bunch of these. You could do them in all different colors. And really, if you follow the technique, you can make them in 3 different sizes, 3 different colors. You don't have to even stick with pink. I mean, you could make them in yellow and purple and white. I've seen white peonies. I've not seen purple ones, but. And that is a paper peony. Isn't that great? I'm going to show you it again with the big one. But, so any questions? Hi, Jennifer. Good morning, Lydia. So that is a paper peony, and obviously these are the 3 different sizes. There's the small. This one is cuttable on the Joy. This one, medium. You will need to cut on a larger machine like the Maker or the Explorer. And here is the largest one. That's the 11.5-inch one, okay? So, and see how I did different colors? Actually did different colors on this particular one. It has a lighter interior and a darker exterior, but which I also did here for this one. So let me just show you again. And so the stamen, right? You take your 6 pieces and you start by curling each of those leaves. If you have to do it on a flat surface, do it on a flat surface. That's fine, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you're holding down at the base of the leaf, the petal, because you don't want it to pull off. All right? And you can curl it as much or as little as you want, but I would suggest curling because, I mean, it just would look more natural that way. Also, as far as naturalness goes, this is a great project for inking. And the project on Saturday night, if I had my ink pad, I would probably ink that one because it's right on the top and takes center stage. But I'm not a huge fan of inking. And because I just messy, but I'm not going to show inking again. I did show it last week. It's optional. It does give a little bit of depth to your project, but it's, for me, when I'm demonstrating, it's just not worth it. I get it everywhere. What are your thoughts on inking? Do you guys, do you ink or do you not ink? But yeah, it's cardstock. Thank you, Emmy. It's just plain cardstock. This comes from a paper pad that I got at Michael's. It's one of those hot buys, and it was Valentine's Day, and it was all the different shades of pink. So that was kind of cool. So I'm just giving some of the edges some depth here using my scraper, and then I have to put the glue to close up these two pieces and then those two pieces. So here's my glue again. You can either put it on the tab or on the back of the tab of the other piece. Fold it like this so that it creates like a cup. Okay. You do that to both of the exterior pieces, and try to keep from harming yourself with that glue gun. All right. Actually needs to go a little more. Don't want to burn myself. So those are the outside petals. The inside petals don't need glue, but the very inside petals you need to, well, you also need to do some of this. I could see if you were making a whole wall of this for, say, a bridal shower. Oh, wouldn't that look really good in like a baby blush and white? That would look really beautiful. Maybe with one or two brighter pinks to sort of pop out. I could see that happening. That could be really simple, and you could do this like as a group or with I don't want to say group because we can't be in groups right now, but if for instance it's your daughter and she lives with you, you could sit and cut these out and make a whole bunch from just a couple pads of the paper. And it is 12 by 12 paper, by the way. Or you can use Cricut cardstock, which is on sale. I don't know if I would use, maybe if you're not into the realism, but I suppose you could use patterned paper as long as it was double-sided, because remember, you're going to be seeing both sides of the paper. It is heavy. It's probably between 60 and 80 pounds. Paper, and yeah, that's a good point. You could use text weight paper if you can find it, depending, again, it does depend on like the size. 12 by 12 generally comes in at 60 to 80. Okay, so there's our middle. We got to do this other middle. And there's actually some paper that Cricut came out with. I don't know if they still carry it. They might only carry it in a, what's the thing I'm thinking of? It might only carry it in a sampler. It's called pearl paper, and that's thinner and also shiny. So if you get your hands on that and you want to cut with that, you can do that. Another idea would be crepe paper, but crepe paper can only be cut on the maker with the, I think it's the knife blade. No, it's the rotary blade. Rotary blade. If you want to see how crepe paper is cut on the maker, I can show you that. Crepe paper looks the most realistic for papers, but so it's all a part of like, what are you dealing with, what are you working with, and what do you want to cut, and you know, the machine that you have. So you wouldn't be able to cut crepe paper on the Joy or even on the Maker, or you could I'm sorry, even on the Explorer. You could try, but it's the kind of thing where, you know, that's one of the benefits of the Maker that you're not going to get with the Explorer. But that's few and far between, you know. So if you have the Explorer, don't be all like, Rita said I need to buy a new machine, because I didn't say that. Okay? Unless it's going to get you a new machine and that's what you want. I don't know. I don't know. For me, I'd rather save the money and spend it on materials. But if someone says, I want to buy you something and they want to buy you a maker, then go ahead. I don't know. That's up to you. It's up to you. So here's our big one coming together. I'm just using the glue to put it together. And I just have to put the stamen on the inside, fluff it a little bit. You can do that if you want. Put a little glue. Okay. Pearl paper, yep, Susan. I have some pearl paper. Pearl paper looks nice with flowers. I think it was developed, a paper that was developed for Leah Griffith for her designs, but then she went to tissue and crepe paper. And you can check out Leah. She has her own website. If you've not ever heard of her, she's out of, I think it's Seattle. I've met her. She is so fabulous. Such a fabulous woman. And I have a boxwood wreath from her that I love to show people how to make it. Whoops, sorry. So I can show you how to make that someday. It's a big project. It's a huge project, and we could probably do it on a Saturday night. But so there it is, guys. There's your 3 size paper peonies. And obviously, if you wanted to cut the greenery can go here or on the stem. And this one definitely could be cut on the Joy. These other 2, because of the size, would need to be cut on either Explore or Maker. And this is from cardstock from Michael's. It was a hot buy that I got, but you can buy basil paper if you want to, or you can try to find, text weight or pearl paper. And if you have a maker and you want to try these with crepe paper, I do have crepe paper. I suppose I could try making it on the maker in the crepe paper. But so there you got it. I'm cutting this flower. Oh, that's awesome. So Susan is cutting this flower on the Joy as she's watching me. So maybe, Susan, you can post a picture when you're done, okay? Because I'd love to see it on the Joy. Actually, even though this is cut size for the Joy, I did cut them all just on my maker this morning because I was too lazy to get up and move. A grapevine wreath, that sounds wonderful. You can make these and put them on stems. Good, I'm glad, Carol. And again, check out that image set because there's so many wonderful flowers there. There's the daffodil, the daisies, the sunflowers, the Shasta daisies, there's holly. That's one of my go-to when I'm making 3D flowers. That's one that I go to time and again, and it's sort of a little known secret. So now you know my secret. All right, so I think that's it for today. It's rainy again here. I don't know. They said it's going to be 70 after this rain goes. I don't know where you guys are. But here in Peabody, Massachusetts, it's raining again. And I am ready for some flowers. I'm done with April showers. Bring on the May flowers. All right. I'm happy to share my secret, Susan. I want everybody to know how this goes. So thank you so much for coming. We came in under or a little over 30 minutes today. I'm getting better at keeping my time down. I hope that we can keep it to 30 minutes so that it makes it easy. Dartmouth, Carolyn, you're in Dartmouth. Rain in Michigan. Yeah. Actually, from Michigan, it sort of moves over across New York and then to us. You're welcome, Wanda. Thank you so much for coming today. Don't forget to be following me so you'll be aware of when I go live. But just so that you are reminded, I am going live every day during the shelter in place, which for us is definitely through May. So I'll be going live Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock. Sometimes I'll come on a few minutes early just to chit chat. So 9 o'clock Monday through Friday here on Facebook, Miss Rita to the Rescue page. That's where it will pop up. And if you follow me, it will inform you that I'm live. But you have to be following me to be informed that I'm live. And then what I do is I take and rebroadcast or republish these on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, hey, and you want to see something live, come over to Facebook. And then on Saturday nights, we're going to be doing a live at 7 p.m. We're going to call that, this is called Cricut Chat, but we're going to be doing our date night, our Cricut date night. And we'd love to have you. It's at 7 o'clock and it's going to be reserved for a longer show, usually about an hour, maybe a few minutes longer. And we'll be doing a special project. And this week we're doing a special project called a Peony Gift Box, which I will put a link in the description of this video that you can either buy it or just come and have fun. We do giveaways. I've already picked out my May giveaways, and it's going to be tools. It's going to be some really awesome tools, and I'll tell you all about that tomorrow. So have a great day, raining or not. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you all again, hopefully, tomorrow. Stay safe and just enjoy the day, okay? Love you guys. Bye.